let's have fun, let's learn, and let's go back with some great memories.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. To my Director of Operations, his name is Mr. Prantik Sengupta. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon everyone.
Good afternoon.
As my colleague Bhumika introduced, my name is Prantik Sengupta. I'm the Director of Operations for the hotel. So, been with the industry with almost 23 years now. And we will run down this presentation. The first thing about etiquette is that it's about me, who is going to speak or connect with another person. When it is about me, it is about the way I look, I present myself, my grooming. Right? I just cannot get up from the bed and attend a meeting. I have to get ready. When you go to your class, when you go to a party, you get ready. Right? So the first aspect when you go for a dining experience, a professional dining experience, you have to be ready. And you have to check your personal grooming. Your personal grooming consists of everything from top to bottom. How you look, how you feel, what is your body odor, whether your hair is done, what shoes, what clothes you are wearing, the jewelry is as per the occasion. Does it suit the occasion? If you are going for a dining interview, your jewelry cannot be heavy. Right? So these are the aspects that you need to check upon yourself. We miss at times, a very small thing that we miss while we go to dine out. We forget to carry our handkerchief. Right? Many of us not used to. But if you remember your kindergarten classes, your mom used to pin it up on your dress. It's very important to carry a handkerchief because it may save you from embarrassment on a dining table. And it happens many a times. When you attend a dining session or a dinner or a lunch with someone, when you enter, a dining table may look somewhere like this. This is a very classical dining setup, right? It's very much loaded. When we say the word loaded, that is very heavy. There are too many things that are kept on the table. But a state dinner, what is a state dinner? A state dinner is a dinner where you have bureaucrats like a prime minister or a president of a country visiting, or a CEO or a MD of a country visiting and having a course-wise dinner with dignitaries. So tomorrow you grow up, you become something. You may become a gesture to some of you, right? You know our foreign minister. So you may have to attend state dinners every day, right? And that is where the things come up in place. So basic etiquettes, again, while you go and attend, I'll go to the previous slide. Respond to an invitation. We all have seen marriage cards in our life, right? And there's something called as RSVP, right? Yes. So we must respond to an invitation. Either we say yes or we say no. If we are not going, we must say no, that we are not attending. There's again an etiquette of an invitation. If we are attending, we must reach there 10 minutes before. Please be seated after being offered to sit by the host. There will be a host for the evening or for the lunch. Seat where the host assigns you to seat. There are many a times that you will attend a state dinner or state lunches where your name card is pre-placed. Right? You have an assigned seat. You cannot say that I'll sit next to him, he is my friend, he is not my enemy. So there are state dinners, and those dinner etiquettes have a pre-placed card. So either there the name is there, or the host will tell you to sit where you are supposed to be seated. Right? Help ladies to be seated first. If there's a lady who is sitting beside you, and particularly for gents, help the lady to be seated first. But again, the next sentence also says that you don't have to run around to sit another lady or other table. So don't make a joke of yourself. Be more professional and how you carry yourself. But you also help the ladies to be seated. Wherever possible, you always have to sit from the left of the chair, because we use our right hand to pull the chair. So you don't use your right hand to pull the chair, then go around the chair and sit. So because you use your right hand to pull the chair, you sit from the left of the chair, where possible. Now why I say where possible is that at times you may also have a pillar like this. You never know. Obstructions can happen, and we have to find a way around it. If there's a pillar, it is understandable that you will have to sit from the left. You cannot break the pillar, right? So and house rules. Please put your phone on silent. It's very important that while you attending a dinner with someone, it is not good that you start playing video games out there, attending to WhatsApp messages, seeing in Instagram post. Doesn't work that way, right? Any questions till now? Posture. You should always sit straight up. The arms towards your body. You cannot sit like this. You are not a Maharaja sitting in a dinner, yeah? So your arms have to be close to you. Avoid hanging your elbow heavily on the table. You know, some people, you sit like this, with elbows hanging. It does not look nice. It's not a professional way to keep your elbow. So position your elbow off the table while eating and on the lap. So you can keep your elbow on the lap. You can rest it out there. Use eye contact. There are other people on the table, so use eye contact. Don't only look down because you are alone, you are new there, you don't know anyone else. So it does not work that way while you are attending parties, while you are attending such events, that you do not talk to each other, do not make an eye contact. Wait for everyone to be seated before starting to eat. At times when you attend dinner, there are pre-placed food on the table. Like you have cookies right here placed. You may have similar kind of nibbles, small nibbles pre-placed. So if you are the first one on the table and you are hungry, it doesn't mean that you sit and start eating. You must wait for others to be seated. That's an etiquette. That you must wait for others to be seated on the table. And be comfortable. You have to be comfortable while you are attending such dinners. It should not so happen that you look tense, you are thinking, oh my god, what will I do now, what will happen now? Nothing. You will eat the food and enjoy it. Nothing will happen. Nothing can happen in the world. Right? Now we come to the part where we start to have a food. Right? This is how a cover layout looks like. Right? A basic cover layout looks like this, and also similarly is laid out in front of you. Not in front of you, in the center of the table. Here, in the U shape. Okay? This is the dinner plate, or sometimes called as a show plate. A show plate is the first plate that you see while you are seated on the table. A show plate at times is not for dining. The purpose of the show plate is to add decor to the table. The show plate at times is removed after you are seated. After the show plate is removed, the first course of food comes, which at times, now the tradition is the first course generally will be the soup. There are two aspects that can happen or can happen in any situation, is that either the show plate is removed or the soup will come on the show plate. So this plate, while you are seated, the first plate which is laid out here also for everyone, this is called a show plate. So this is how it works. There is a napkin. There are thousands of styles of napkin fold, so don't worry about it. That's a napkin. Here the picture uses a napkin ring, right? As a diner, I am expected to open up this napkin ring, keep on the side, and use the napkin on my lap. I'll come to the next slide when I talk about napkins. Okay? A dinner cover is always from outside to inside. Okay? It is never from inside to outside. And what I mean by that is that this will be my first course cutlery. I call a spoon and a fork, knife as a cutlery. Then will be my second course and then my third course. Now I'll come to the course part of it. Traditionally, French are known for state dinners. That's a tradition. Then the English came and so forth. The French traditional course is 17 courses. And a dinner would take around 2.5 hours. One dinner sitting is 2.5 hours for a 17-course menu. Things have now, that is, when Napoleon was there, so hundreds of years back. However, the things are now shortened, and generally the state dinners are 4 to 5 courses because of the time that is shortened. So when I talk about the covers from outside to inside, the soup happens to appear in the first course. So there is a soup spoon, and it will always be on the outside. So you pick up the soup. If your soup is served on the show plate or not on the show plate, irrespective. So that is where you pick up and you have the soup. This gets removed, and so does the spoon. Then the next course will come. You have the covers for the next course. A hotel or the service area will always lay out the cover because the menu is generally pre-planned. In a state dinners, the menu is already set. Right? So because the menu is set, so is the cover layout. We call this entire thing is called as a cover. What is there on the picture? I will also explain you here, so you will be able to relate. So this entire thing is called a cover. So the cover is laid out as per the menu. So there can be situations where the spoon is not required, 2 knives are required, like you see in the picture. So if you see in the picture, I will not get into details because these are more technical. Now this is a fish knife. It is no more used in the world now, unless you are having a real state dinner somewhere in the Buckingham Palace. So they may use a fish knife, but otherwise in hotels, fish knives are not there nowadays, right? So practically things have evolved, moved forward, and the world is where it is right now. Because we cut the food with a right inward to outward. Inward is me, the soup bowl is towards me, and I am supposed to have it like this. Not that I turn it over. So I am supposed to have it like this. It's inward to outward. It has 2 purposes. One, if it spills, if I do from outward to inward, it may spill on this side. So if it spills also, it spills on the other side. That's number 1. Number 2, while I drag it, I avoid drips. So if I have to drag it, I take it to the tip of the bowl, and then I take it over and bring it towards me. A liquid food and a solid food difference. This is a liquid food. Soup is a liquid food. A difference between having a liquid food and solid food is that in a liquid food, your mouth has to reach the spoon. In a solid food, the food has to reach the mouth. Which means you may need to bend forward to have the soup. Not wait for the soup to come towards you. You may spill over. So while you are having a soup, the soup is on the table. You have taken out the soup, you have to move a bit forward. You have taken the soup, dragged it from this edge, you drink from the other edge, not from the front. You don't make it an arrow. Okay, mark. Doesn't happen that way. Right? So you have it from the other edge. इसमें भूख नहीं मारने का. गर्म है. If you feel the food is hot, wait for it to get cold. Stir it a bit. Let the steam evaporate. Let it cool down. But ऐसा नहीं कि हम लाके खूब मारने का फिर उसका objective is everywhere, then you want to have it. It doesn't happen that way. But it happens in practical scenarios. Then you suddenly have it and you feel so you wait. It's good to wait and then to have, or rather create embarrassment on the table, right? So wait for the soup to get cold. Don't wait too much. ऐसा नहीं है को soup या बैठे हो बाकी का dessert चल रहा है. ये मैं ठंडा हो रहा soup. Should not happen that way. So there's something called as a common sense, convenience, comfort. Also the third thing is common sense. Use it also while you're turning.
So,
yes.
Why that is we have to keep the bowl on table or we have to keep it on hand?
No plate comes in the hand. No board, nothing comes in the hand. Everything is on the table. You move forward like this and have the soup. You drink the soup like this from the edge. ऐसा नहीं कि उठा के भाई बोलो क्या करना है. Doesn't happen that way. Sorry. Right. Again, after soup, the other embarrassing food is the bread. Right. Rest of the the meal is always comfortable. Why? First of all, the bread is either served onto you on the side plate. So this is called a B&B plate. So why is called a B&B plate? It's called a bread and butter plate. And this is called a B&B knife, a bread and butter knife. Right? So either the bread is served to you on the B&B plate by someone, or there is a bread basket that is kept in front of you. And there is butter also that is kept. Bread comes in different shapes and forms. I mean, there are hundreds and millions of shapes of bread. You are supposed to pick up the bread that you are going to eat. If it's kept at the center, keep it on your side plate or the B&B plate. Pick up the butter, and butter will come in many forms. Butter will come in chiplets. It can come in chiplets. It can come in a single block on the center of the table. It can come as a paste. There are herb butter also. It can come as a form of paste. Before you spoil your own B&B knife, please pull out the butter from the common butter plate. Butter is generally not served individual at times. It is a common to be shared between 4 people. So pull out your part, that how much you want, and scoop it off, put it on your plate. That part is your butter. उस butter के साथ जो करना आप करो. लेकिन जो common butter रखा हुआ है उसको spoil मत करो. Right? Take the amount of bread that you want. Tear off the bread with your fingers. Right? You cannot use a knife. Tear off the bread with your fingers, and small bites. You cut off or take off small bites of bread, apply a bit of butter, and then enjoy it with the food. ऐसा नहीं कि पूरा bread लेके एप्पल जैसा साइज बना के खाना उसको चबा. So you take small bites. Small bites help in many things. It doesn't look odd, and it helps you to chew with your mouth shut. Right?
Sir, do we have to cut the bread with a knife or with...
No. So again, the bread will come in 2 forms. Either will come in a form of a long loaf in the center, or will come individual pieces, right? Very small pieces. You pick up the piece that you want. If you want 1 piece or 2 pieces, that you use your hand and pick up, right? If it comes in a loaf format, which is not more a tradition right nowadays. But in a loaf format, what it comes is that it comes in the center of the table. There is a small napkin to hold the bread, and there is a bread knife that is 6 inches long, a bread knife, and you hold the bread with your left hand, and then you slice up the bread. The way you look at traditionally those breads are called baguettes. Baguettes are no more served on dining table right now. So you won't find, because it's very difficult to have a baguette on a dining table. But baguettes are used for different purposes. So you hold it with your left hand and then you cut it off. Okay? Any questions on bread?
No, sir.
Let's come to the main course. The food will become easier from here. Okay? Main course, again, your fork is on your left hand side, your knife is on your right hand side. Right? Hold the food with your fork so that it does not fly when you are cutting it with the knife. It's very important to hold the food down. If you do not hold the food down, your food will leave the plate and go to somewhere else. Okay? Eat the food with the fork. We discussed. If you want to drink, please keep both the knife and the fork down and pick up the glass. It does not look nice that you are not going to a war, that you hold the fork like this and then you drink. You are not going to a war. It's very odd on the table. We have a habit of holding the fork like this and then having a sip. We are not going to war. Okay? So keep everything down. Look at the way this person is holding the fork. The tongs are down. It is not up. Right? Your tongs are always down. It is a sign of indication also that you are not insulting the person opposite to you. You are not pointing a fork or a knife to him. While talking, do not point fork and knife to the guest, to any of the guests. हाँ बोल Michael का doesn't work that way for dining table. So it is for dinner. It is for dining. Your fork and knife, use it for the purpose that is. You need to talk softly. You don't have to howl, shout across the table. And bring food to mouth. Soup was opposite. Your mouth went to the soup. You avoid spillage. Here you bring the fork. Sorry, left hand. Fork to the mouth. Not that you relax, bend backwards and have it. You are not in a Inox movie theater. So that's a comfortable posture, and you bring the fork to the mouth. Cut the food into small pieces so that you can chew it and your mouth is shut while you are having the food. Desserts. It comes always at last. We showed the dessert indication. So here also you have the fork and the spoon on each other, and use a dessert spoon and dessert fork. It's not a knife, it's actually a fork. Glassware. We discussed the types of glassware. We have a champagne here, the champagne flute here, we had a white wine. We hold it by the stem. Right? Now, the water goblet does not have a stem. So we hold it from bottom. We hold it from bottom, and here we hold it from the stem. Right? Now, if you are drinking alcohol on the table with your clients, with your bosses, it's again a business dinner. Do not drink too much, right? And do not outsmart your host. By 2-3 pack, मैं तो 5 pack doesn't happen again that way. Your host, always flow with the host. If your host is having 2 packs, you rather have 1 pack. If he has offered you. If he is not having anything, don't have. Right? Some basic, again, etiquettes, and these are called manners. You don't have, if you know, keep it to yourself. You don't have to correct it. Why napkin is chair? If you know, keep it to yourself. You don't have to teach others. Chew your mouth. Chew your food with your mouth closed. No noises. Do not use a toothpick. Smoke. Have a chewing gum on the dining table. Start applying makeup while you are seated. Now बाकी लोग wait कर रहे हैं, मैं तो अकेला हूँ, चलो एक makeup ही लगा देता हूँ. It's not for that. And the chef has made good food does not mean you lick your fingers. Do not play with your food on the table. उसको गोल गोल नहीं घुमाना है. Plate के ऊपर. It is acceptable to leave some food on the table. Right? And do not hold food on the fork or spoon while talking. बात करते समय तलवार जैसा ढाल बना के नहीं रखना है. हाँ बोलो भाई कल कहाँ जाना है. Keep it down. And do not point cutlery. कल का plan क्या? If you are not sure of certain utensils or cutleries on the table, how to use it, look at others. किसी ना किसी को पता ही होगा. अगर तुमको भी नहीं पता होगा तो मस्त हो जाने का. टेंशन नहीं. Be comfortable. Again, convenience and comfort. Always convenience and comfort. Be comfortable. किसी को नहीं पता, किसी को नहीं पता. Try to keep the speed. If all 20 of you dining together on the same table, try to maintain the speed. It should not so happen that one is having food, one is having a soup, and the other person has already reached the dessert. Right? It should not. I mean, the speed also needs to be maintained. If you drop some food onto the table, do not panic. क्या हो जाएगा? Nothing happens. Right? If you have a paper tissue, cover it up on the table. Someone will clear it. Have polite conversations. चिल्लाना नहीं है टेबल पे. You just need to speak to the person sitting next to you. Now we come to the end of the meal. आप सबने खाना खा लिया, पेट भर लिया? अब थैंक यू बोलेंगे, ठीक है? So we come to the end of the meal, and there's an indication that happens. We spoke of an indication of napkins at the beginning of the session. So we keep the napkin half folded, semi folded towards the left hand side of the cover, right? You also indicate it by the cutlery. Your cutlery is parallel on the plate. Now parallel had many versions beforehand. traditionally the parallel version was is absolutely 90-degree angle to you. So if you are seated, it's 90-degree angle to you, right? Which is kind of I would say here. This is a traditional way of showing that the meal is over for me. May not be for the rest. I'm waiting for the others to complete. So for me, the meal is over here, finished. Now it looks somewhere like this. 2-4 piece रह गया, खाना खत्म हो गया. That's it. The indication here is I'm still having the meal. There's still food, and the cutleries are placed in a way that I am expecting some more food to enjoy. So please do not think that my food is over. Here the food is over. Here the food is over. These are again traditional ways of doing it, but no more applicable. It's good to know that I am having a pause in my meal. I am just waiting. I will take a meal break. I am waiting for my second plate. The food is excellent. It's a chef's indication. I do not like it. I do not like it is that you put the knife inside the fork, right? But these are traditional ways. Again, no more follow. It's good to know a 17-course classical menu, right? So it's something that is taught to every hotel management student, and it's supposed to be memorized, right? So out of the 17 courses, now only 15 courses are left. 5 courses are left, right? Out of this, today you will have soup. You'll have the potage here. So and then I think you are having a sorbet, and then you are having a roti today, and then you're having some dessert here, and beverage will be tea, coffee, not alcoholic. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much, and I hope you will take something home today, some knowledge, some interesting things to do, and again, yes.
Sir, for example, if someone is offering me something on the table and I don't want to have that, then how I have to reply to it?
You covered. If say suppose somebody wants to pour wine into your glass, say it was a wine glass, you just put your hand. Like I don't want. You can speak. If you don't want to speak, if you feel that speaking may cause embarrassment, someone may hear, you first make an eye contact with the person who is giving you, right? Not that you have to be angry on that person, right? It's a polite eye contact. First you make the eye contact, then you put your hand. Not that you stop him. अगर ये इसका हाथ नहीं पकड़ना है, अपने प्लेट को हाथ रखना है. You don't want. Correct? Any questions? Great. Thank you very much, and have a pleasant day. Have fun. Enjoy food.